industry, they are using R programming. And then for visualization, they use Tableau. And backend, they'll be using SQL. So SQL, Python, Excel, R programming, and finally Tableau. These are the fundamental and primary tools that are available for analytics. And there are a lot of additional tools that are available for analytics, such as Power BI. Power BI is nothing but your Power Business Intelligence, which is used for visualizing your data, and a small portion of prediction can be done using business in Power BI. And another new company from Sweden that is called as a Qlik. This company also focuses on visualizing your data and some sort of analytics that you can do it with Qlik. And for Power BI, Qlik, and Tableau, there are lots of courses available in the internet for training. And then apart from all this, don't depend on tools when you want to become a business analyst. The most important thing that you should possess is the mathematics and statistics. Without statistics, you cannot be a business analytic person. Business analysts, normally, they take a lot of time to understand the data. It is not only you do something and you understand something. 1 minute. I'm sorry for the interruption. Like, many people are waiting in the lobby, so I need to allow them in. Okay, right. So mathematics and statistics becomes the most important part in your analytics area. So you make sure that you understand a smaller portion of statistics and smaller portion of mathematics engaged in analytics. And then second thing is like coding. You need to know at least a bit of coding when you want to become a analytics guy. So these are the skill sets that you require to become a business analytics guy. And then always don't depend on tools, right? There is something called as self-service BA, self-service business intelligence tools that are available in the market. That is, these self-service BA tools are like Tableau, Power BI, and Qlik are the self-service BA tools, self-service business intelligence tools. See, listen, business intelligence stops with visualization. It understands it. Descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics can be done using business intelligence softwares. Now, apart from that, to take to the next level, prediction and prescription, you need to have advanced tools or advanced prediction or advanced algorithms based tools such as Python. Python and R are open source tools which are widely available and very useful. You can learn this Python and R using various courses, free courses available that I will be covering up in the last part of the session. Yes, now over to next slide, and this is going to be the program contents. Like now we will be looking on a simple case of preparing a sales dashboard. How to prepare a sales dashboard using a sales data. We will format, we will manipulate the data, we will create pivot tables, some quick visuals, and finally we end up with creating a dashboards. And in case if the time permits and the participants are in the meeting, then we'll go for a quick demo on Power BI and Tableau in case if the time permits. Okay, right? And next thing is like the most important thing is history of Excel. Excel is the most underrated software in the industry because many people, many industries, they don't come out of MS Excel 2007. They don't understand the need for updating their Microsoft Office Excel because they do very simple operations in Excel, plus and minus, or creating some kind of reports that is more than sufficient for them to manage their business. But Excel has a lot of functionalities, especially when it comes to analysis, data analysis and data analytics. And when you look into the history of Excel, Excel was actually developed by a person who is called as Dan Bricklin in 1978 for solving this case study in Harvard University when he was studying his MBA. He wants to solve a case study, and finally he ended up creating a spreadsheet, visual spreadsheet, and solving a simple matrix. For creating this, a simple matrix of 5 columns and 20 rows. He wants to solve this particular problem, so he ended up creating a spreadsheet, electronic spreadsheet. And then when it was commercialized in 1978, it was named as VisiCalc. Originally, this Excel was designed to be operated and work only in Apple systems. Apple, Steve Jobs, right? These Steve Jobs, they want to have their proprietary systems as Apple's productivity tools for selling their PCs. These people were pioneers in selling their PCs, personal computers, desktop computers. When IBM was selling larger machines to corporates, B2B market, these people they were selling, they were focusing on personal computers, that is B2C. So to have a proprietary software, they had an arrangement with Microsoft Bill Gates, and then they had in the arrangement they developed their own Office productivity suite. This Office productivity suite consists of the Excel, Word processor, and then other related softwares that supports the Apple systems, Mac systems. And later, what happens is like Microsoft, they had a disagreement, and then they started selling their Office productivity suite on a retail basis, which broke the agreement between Apple and Microsoft. And finally, Apple developed their own spreadsheets, their own word processor, their own presentations and everything, and they are on their own now. Okay, Excel has several versions, and latest version is Excel 2019. Yes, and for people who are into Microsoft subscriptions, normally they'll be opting for a Microsoft Office 365, which is an update that is given by Microsoft for all people who is having a subscription with them. In case, at least minimum the people for a business, they should have a Excel version of Excel 2013, MS Office 2013, which is updated with a lot of data analytical tools that supports for manipulating and projecting their data in a very good way. And then now it is Excel 2019. Now let us see the next thing. What are the components of Excel? Another 5-10 minutes we'll close, and then we'll get into the demo. Excel has four important concepts, that four important components of business intelligence in Excel. The first one is like Power Query. Anywhere, any data that you get, the data that you get is called as a that is classified into structured data, semi-structured data, and then unstructured data. Structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. But in case of Excel, for data cleaning purpose, they have a separate option that is called as Power Query. Data cleansing technique or data transformation is done in Excel using a separate platform that is called as Power Query. Most of the people who are using Excel, they always believe that Excel is all about formulas. Certainly not. Excel is more than formulas. Formulas are used for preparing ad hoc presentations and temporary calculations to meet out your requirements. But Excel can be automated using these Power Query options, wherein the continuous flow of data can be monitored, managed, and then filtered using this Power Query. Power Query is a very, very advanced method that is used in Excel for data cleansing, cleaning the unstructured data. You can use Power Query. Next is Power Pivot. Pivot normally represents, it's an important or pivotal role. Power Pivot is like normally it is called as a data modeling. Very simple, like you are connecting your data with 2 different data or 3 different data to different databases. That you can do it with Power Pivot. And third thing is like Power View. Power View is nothing but your dynamic PowerPoint, wherein you are going to visualize your data using Power View technique. That is available in Excel. And finally, Power Maps. Power Maps is an option that allows you to create a chart, create a map in Excel using your geospatial function that is available in Excel, that is linked to Bing Maps. Microsoft, they released Bing Maps, and Excel always link this Power Maps to Bing Maps. And to use this Power Map functionality, the minimum requirement your system should have is like you must have a graphics card or an advanced processor, so that only you can use this Power Maps functionality. Right? These are the 4 functions. All these 4 functions, 4 components are combined together and released as Microsoft Power Business Intelligence as a separate platform in the field of business intelligence by Microsoft. And that will, if possible, we'll see a demo on Power Business Intelligence at the end of the session. Okay. And normally in Excel sheet, there is a limitation in Excel sheet, like one Excel sheet consists of 1 million rows and 16,384 columns, to be very precise. 10,48,576 rows and 16,384 columns up to column XFD. XFD is the column name. Normally, a vertical form of vertical column is called is named as alphabets, and the horizontal thing is called as a rows, otherwise called as records. See, whenever you are entering a data in Excel, you should know that all the data should be entered only in vertical format. That is the first and fundamental rule that you should understand in Excel. If your data is not in vertical format, Excel will understand it as a different thing, and you cannot do Bezier calculations in Excel. So it is mere. So there are several rules that you should understand in creating a database in Excel. Right now, please hold on for a second. There is a question like, can you give an example of geo visualization? I'll show you the geo visualization in Power Business Intelligence at the end of the session. Okay, right? And I would like to share some files to you in case if you are interested. You can use these files along. Otherwise, you can keep these files. 1 minute. I'm sharing two different files, case one pivot table and case one pivot table finished. There are two different files I'm sharing along with you. And one is a completed file that you will be having at the end of this session. And one is an empty file that I'll be using here to solve it during the session. Okay. So again, back to the PowerPoint, like there are three types of data as I discussed earlier. One is a unstructured data, another one is a semi-structured data, and third one is a structured data. Right. Now, there are three rules you should understand while setting up a database in Excel. What are the three rules? First rule in Excel is like you should enter data only in vertical format. That is the first thing that you should understand in Excel. Whatever may be the data that you might be having, but make sure that your data should be entered only in vertical format. That is the first rule that you must understand. And second rule is like there should not be any empty rows or empty columns in your data. You may have an empty cell, but there should not be any empty rows or empty columns in your data. And then third rule is there should not be any manual totals. You should not create any manual total, just a raw data or a structured data into Excel. Rest everything will be taken care by Excel. Now, these are the three fundamental rules that you must understand when creating a database. First one is your data should be in vertical forms. And second thing is like you should not have any empty rows or empty columns in Excel. You may have a empty cell. That is a different thing. But you should not have empty rows or empty columns. And third thing is like you should not have any manual totals. These are the three things that three common and fundamental rules that you should understand before entering a data in Excel. Right? Now, next thing is like, yes, all you need is patience. Very simple, like we'll be going to Excel demo. All the theoretical part is over now. We'll be entering into the Excel demo. I guess you must have received the files now. Yes? All of you must have received the files now. If you want, you can use these files. Otherwise, stay put and listen to the session. At the end of the session, if you are need of something, you let me know. Even I can share the manual and the PPT to the people, and even the recording also available at the end of the session. Right now, I have attached the file in the chat window. Check whether it is available. One moment, please.